Hey guys, it's Stevie here with Keller Williams in Jacksonville, Florida. If you know of anybody looking to move to Northeast Florida, looking to buy or sell, I would love to give you a referral fee. We can connect through email. It's stevie@steviehahn.com. So on my Instagram, which if you're not following me, you should be, it's at Soul by Stevie. I share a ton of content every single day, lots of Insta stories. But I asked my followers what questions they wanted me to answer and that I would make a YouTube video, super casual, answering them. So I've got them written out here right on my laptop and I got a ton of questions. So let's just get right into it. First question, and they literally wrote it this way. How do I get 15,000 followers like you? So I think I get asked this question definitely all the time. And I think people really think I have this quick, way overnight thing to get 15,000 followers, like this secret sauce, and I don't. When I got my real estate license, I decided to make a Facebook, Instagram, and a LinkedIn. So I started out with 0 followers like everybody, and I just added my friends and family, and I just continuously post content every single day. That's it. And I do a lot of Instagram stories, like showing behind the scenes. I feel as though, I'm not perfect. I just show up like extremely authentic. And I think that really resonates with people. They don't want to see this perfect, videography, scripted, they really just like seeing me being real and raw. And so I think just continuously show up and share content, things that you're doing. I do think that it's really helpful to hashtag because that's a way for new people to find you, and also using the location option on the post. I've had so many people reach out to me that clients say like they found me from hashtag Jack's Realtor, or I hashtag a builder and they were thinking about a particular builder and they looked that up on Instagram. This is what people are doing now. And I literally get all my clients from social media or referrals. So I will say too that when I was really trying to build up the followers, I was posting 3 posts a day. So it was 3 different opportunities for people to engage and totally different hashtags and different locations. But I think it's really, really important for you to show up being real and authentic and sharing a lot of content, but also taking those online relationships and meeting in person, because it's just so much more personable. So things that I would do is when I would connect with somebody, you're like, oh, I like her page and I want to connect with her, or she has this local business or a side hustle and I want to connect with her. You need to be always connecting with new people, and social media is just such a great free way to do that. But I would reach out to people and say, hey, you want to grab coffee? Or if they were a business owner, like, hey, let's get together and see if maybe we could potentially help each other's businesses out. Let's just connect. Or things that I've done before is like if I noticed somebody was like really into working out and I was going to go to a class, like just being like, hey, I'm going to this 5 p.m. class. Do you happen to want to come with? Like, I just feel like it makes it so much more real and personable. And like, okay, this girl is like a real person and now she's inviting me to hang out, and then we get to build like a real friendship one-on-one. So I would do that. And then also if there was like an event coming up, I would be like, hey, are you going to this event, or do you want to go together? If I was personally hosting an event, I'm reaching out and inviting everybody. And it's just such a great way to build that relationship. Sorry, I'm looking at this email. So I also have a ton of content on YouTube, which I have a really good Instagram for realtors video. So check that out. So hopefully this kind of like gave you a little bit of an idea of how to build up followers. I could talk about this for hours though, but we want to get to these other questions. The next question is, how do you make your videos? And it's super simple. I literally just have a stand in my iPhone and that's it. I'm gonna take this video, put it in iMovie, probably not even gonna edit it at all. Like, I'm just gonna upload it, maybe add some text on here and lessons learned in real estate. You guys, I feel like I am learning every single day. But I will say that I feel as though, mistakes happen. A lot of this business, I feel like the state test and training that you go to doesn't really prepare you for real life situations a lot of the time. And you have to just go through the process and learn from it. And I just feel as though, I'm not perfect, and made some mistakes, but I just feel as though that's just gonna help make me a better real estate agent for the future. Also, another huge lesson I would say is it's really like real estate, it is important to know your numbers and to be educated and to, be able to be a resource for people when they have questions. But I think truly, like, it's all like the whole process, like you being a realtor with the selling and the buying side, it's all about providing this person a really, really good experience and adapting to their personality and how they communicate. And you don't need to know all of the answers, because if someone asks you something and you don't know the answer, you can easily find out from your broker, your realtor friends, online. Like, you can get the answer. So like, that's not a huge deal, but just providing with your client the best experience possible. Like, I remember in the beginning, I just feel as though, no news is good news, right? But the people want you to touch base with them. Even if you don't have anything to tell them, like there's no new update, just being like, hey, how are you doing? Do you guys need anything? No new news or anything, but just wanted to simply check in with you. We're still waiting for this X next step, and then just adapting to them and providing them with a really, really good experience, I think is just the most important lesson and thing to really know. Like, of course, marketing is important and how to negotiate and all those things, but I think just caring and listening and touching base, communicating is huge. Okay, next question. Advice for someone getting into real estate. I would say, from what I've seen, throughout, I've been in the business over 5 years, and I've seen a lot of realtors get their license and then just drop off after a couple of months, or they just can't make it happen. And it's really a tough business, as you know, and it's hard to be successful, and the odds of us succeeding are really against us. And I knew that going in. I knew how hard this business was going to be, and I feel as though a lot of people that I see that get licensed that don't succeed, they have this expectation that it's so flexible, they make so much money. Maybe that's not that hard, that, I can get my license and start posting on social media and the business is gonna come to me. And it's not like that at all. I think my mom provided me with a lot of really good advice when I first got started, and basically it was like, this business is really hard and you're going to work a lot. Deals are gonna fall through. Like, they could easily fall through closing day. Like, nothing is official until that person gets those keys. And you just have to set yourself up for a success financially, so that if those deals do fall through, that you're not like desperate for that deal, that commission, and your bills are still gonna be paid. And also that, like, you're gonna make mistakes, but you're gonna learn from them. And also, like, you're gonna do a lot of things for free, and just like learning and educating yourself. Like, we're not getting paid. Like, we only get paid until that deal closes. So really, let's say you do get someone under contract, and for the next 30, 45 days, like, you're working for free until that deal closes. So I don't know where I was going with that, but I remember there was this day that it was like super busy, but it wasn't that I was like closing any deals. Like, I remember I was like in Nocatee, and I was like doing this training all day, and then I was in the office, and then I was like touring some neighborhood, and then like I went to a class, and like I remember mentioning that, and I was like, it's like not like I made any money or anything, but I was busy and I was doing this and that. And she was like, yeah, but just think how much you learned today. And you know, because I was like kind of mentioning more into detail to her about things that happen at like each place. And I was like, yeah, that's true. And I think that's just how you got to look at it, is like, okay, this open house maybe wasn't super successful, but you got like one potential person that's going to buy like in 6 months. Like, you just have to like, okay, that's a positive for 6 months from now. Just like looking at the positives of things. And advice for someone getting real estate. What else can I say? I think dive in. Whatever, you know, there's so many different ways to generate business and to prospect. And I think you need to make a plan of a couple things that you want to focus on ways to generate business, and really like dive in on those things. Be obsessed with those things and really give them a good, solid shot for 6 months before you can write it off. I see people do a couple open houses and like, this sucks, this doesn't work. Yes, it worked. If you work and you do it right, maybe do some training for each way that you're trying to generate business, and learn and figure out how have other people become successful this way, and how can I be successful. And I think it's good to try out a couple different ways, because give it a shot. Try it for 6 months. And if it's not for you, well then switch it out and try something else for 6 months, because not every way you're gonna enjoy. Like I love social media and that's how I get my clients, but some people like dread it, they hate it, and it's like, that's okay. Just because I'm successful off of it doesn't mean that you have to do that. Like, you can make calls, you can door knock, you can do open houses, like so many different ways to generate business. And I think as a new real estate agent, like really give it a solid 6 months of being obsessed about it and really working your business before writing it off. So hopefully that's helpful. Okay. Advice for being successful in your first year as an agent. She had mentioned that she is studying for her license now, and I feel like, I basically just answered that. Advice for someone getting in real estate. Yeah, I just answered that. Okay. Let's see. Side hustles or ideas of multi-income streams for new real estate agents who don't have deals. I think you got to just focus on real estate. Don't even think about, like, if you don't have deals, why are you thinking about starting another business and another stream of income that you're going to have to devote so much time to build business? There's no quick little side hustle. I think you need to dive in on real estate and focus on that and build that up before you start dabbling and figuring out other streams of income. I mean, real estate could be another stream of income for you if you've got something else going on. So I just think that, once I became successful in real estate, I did start dabbling in multiple streams of income, which one way could be to buy real estate and have an investment property and have that rental. But some things that I've done is I've had other real estate agents underneath me that I was mentoring that I made 10% off of each of their transactions. So that was helpful. I also created my buyer and my seller guides that are customizable through Canva, and I send people the link, and I made pretty decent off of that. And also partnering up with other businesses to be like an affiliate, and I promote them on social media, so Coffee and Contracts, and now I'm recently working with Market Dwellings, and that's a way to get some more income. So hopefully that was helpful, but I think first, like, dive in on real estate and make that business successful before you start dabbling with other things. Is best way to negotiate with a new build, or can you? So in my experience, I haven't really been able to negotiate when the buyer wants to pick their lot that they want, their floor plan that they want, all the customizing and whatnot, versus if there's a home that's an inventory home, or they also call it like a spec home, a completely move-in ready home that's done and it's just sitting there, and the builder's like paying for that. There is a little bit more wiggle room in negotiating on a lower purchase price. Versus them picking out all the things, right? And something that I will mention to a buyer to really help set that expectation, because I don't want them to think, oh, my realtor is going to be able to get $30,000 off our list price, or whatever the case is. And I mentioned to them, like, just think if you moved in this neighborhood and your neighbor or someone on your street moves in or whatever, and they have a similar lot size as you and the same floor plan, but they get that house for $30,000 less, like, aren't you gonna be pissed? Like, we're not trying to piss off the neighbors, but also that brings down the value of your home, everyone's home. And so we can't just be negotiating these way lower prices like that. I just try to mention that to try to set the expectation for that buyer. And then they kind of realize, like, okay, yeah, like, I would be really pissed, and we want to keep the values up in the neighborhood. And if we have these lower comps in there, it's going to bring down the value of their home. So, and I do mention to them, if you decide to get an inventory spec home, move-in ready home, that there is definitely more wiggle room with that. Ways that I have been able to negotiate and where they're willing to kind of work with you, I feel like, is with like incentives, like getting gutters, pavers, more landscaping, like a nicer landscaping package, appliances, like getting the fridge included or the washer and dryer, just like certain things like that, like little incentives, maybe some closing costs, is ways for you to be able to negotiate. But with a new build and them picking out all those things, and I set the expectation ahead of time, so we don't go into that site office and then they're like, hey, realtor, are you going to be able to get this for a lower price? Because, I mean, sometimes we are slightly, but there is such a demand here for houses. Inventory is so low. So we're just being on the buying side, like, it's not really in our advantage at this time. So I hope that answers that. Okay, last question we'll do is, if you were to move to a new city to restart your business, what would the key factors be? And basically, I would just be doing so many open houses. So even when I first started, like, I'm pretty much from the area, but I've mentioned this before that I really wasn't trying to work with people that I did know, because I didn't want them to know. I mean, they knew that I was a new realtor. Like, they knew that they'd be like my first, second, or third deal or whatever. And I just wanted to work with people who didn't know I was brand new. So I was all about finding new business, and I was doing open houses like crazy. I was doing 2 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday, and showcasing all of that on social media. So I'd be doing a lot of open houses. It's a great free way to meet new people, and I would be on social media like crazy. I mean, basically just like how I am now, sharing all the things, touring and resale, touring new construction, educating clients, showing behind the scenes, hashtagging, really localized hashtags and geocoding and connecting with people in my area, meeting up with people, building relationships. And then, if I needed to, and my friend Amanda Knight, who I do the weekly mastermind calls with, she moved to a new city. She moved to Dallas, and she really dived in on for sale by owners and expired listings. And she's a really successful real estate agent. So I would be learning how to do those FSBO calls and those expired calls to rev up business. I feel like that's the least expensive, and making these calls with these triple line dialers, like, it's so quick and not that expensive. And I would definitely be like implementing those things, open houses, social media, and calling FSBOs and expired listings, because those people don't know that you're new or new to the area. And anyways, okay, that wraps up the questions and answers. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do another video like this, and I hope you guys have a great day.